If you want to know how to heal your abs and your pelvic floor, there's a couple things you need to know. It's not all just one muscle. It's not just the abs, not just the pelvic floor. You've got to look at a couple things. First off, I have decided in my old age of doing this for almost 20 years that we've got to start with breathing every single time. Your respiratory diaphragm is right underneath your rib cage, and if we can't control our breath and learn how to breathe, then everything else kind of is just garbage. So step one, I need you to practice breathing. Yes, 10 therapeutic breaths while lying down. Now, if you do a really good job with your breathing, on your exhale, your ribs are going to drop down and in, which is really optimal for you to have a very nice abdomen and pelvic floor. But we can also get that transversus abdominis, your deep abs, to fire with your breathing. Now, the belly muscle, the transversus abdominis, which is your deep core, and the pelvic floor are best friends. However, sometimes when they're really, really weak, we can't connect them together, so we break them down individually. So people sometimes start with Kegels on their own, then do their transversus abdominis, and then eventually we combine them. Oh yeah, I already mentioned I need you to breathe. Then draw in the pelvic floor, then draw in your transversus abdominis, then you can move your arms, then you can move your legs, and maybe do a curl up. But if you think doing one muscle in isolation is going to fix your problem, then you don't know how complex women are. And then there's a lot of other things that can affect it. The position of your ribs, the stiffness of your thoracic spine. What are your hips doing? Are your hip flexors grabbing too much? Is your butt grabbing too much? Because we have to break it down. And this is why oftentimes my exercises for my patients are boring, because we have to do the basics well before you do all the other cool things that you see on this app. I'm so sorry. It's very, very boring. It's like watching paint dry when done correctly. But my patients that are the best always do the best breath work. And then they become grounded and buff. Kind of nice.